Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you'd purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be taking a look at this, I believe now discontinued, Rolex Daytona. This one with a champagne dial, 8 round diamonds, all yellow gold. Reference number 116508. I'll be going over all the features of this watch, the case, the dial, the bezel, the crown functions, as well as the chronograph, the movement, and the bracelet. I'll be giving you my thoughts on these throughout this video, and I'll also try it on at the end to show you how it fits on a 7-inch wrist. Alright, so starting off with this case, you have the standard 40mm case size. That's from finger to thumb. The 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock position basically measure the distance or the diameter of the bezel there. Same as the 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock position, same diameter, same 40mm. You have the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex winding crown to ensure water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet below sea level. Pretty standard there. You have a full 18 karat yellow gold construction, as you can see, all high polish, as evident on the fronts of the lugs as well as on the sides of the case. So it's basically yellow gold mixed with oyster steel to create a very strong yet extremely highly lustrous yellow gold look, and it's incredibly strong for what it is. Very good alloy from Rolex there. Taking a look at the bezel, same construction, yellow gold construction here with a black lacquered finish for all the numbering here with triangle index markers there. It measures the units per hour based on how far the chronograph center mounted hand goes within a minute. All right, so I'll go over that in a moment. But next up, we have the dial here. Matching champagne dial gives a very overall monochromatic look, but certainly brings more attention actually to these diamonds rather than sort of taking the attention away from it. We have 8 of them in total for the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 o'clock hour marks. You also have yellow gold matching Rolex crown with Arabic numerals 15, 30, and 45 at the 3, 6, and 9 hour mark positions respectively to denote minutes and seconds as well for the chronograph. So very, very easy to read as well based on the way that they're finished here. And also the sub-registers, the small seconds at the 6 o'clock position. You have a 30-minute and a 12 o'clock or 12-hour sub-dials for the chronograph hand respectively, all champagne colored as well. I believe the newer version for this year, 2021, at least as of the making of this video, is the black dial. Basically the same exact construction here in terms of the case and the bezel, but the dial itself is actually sort of like this bright black coloration with sort of like a chromatic or chrome-like registers for these subdials, but the subdials themselves are actually black. So we may have a video for that on our website. If not, it'll be coming relatively soon. I'm not sure exactly when our post-processor will be done with that. Anyway, moving on, we have the Rolex winding crown. Basically, all the functionality is on the right side of this case. The winding crown is the base sort of movement here. So unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. If you're at a dead stop, simply wind the watch here at the first position for the winding crown. And about 20 to 30 full winds will get you to the full power reserve. Nice and easy there. You can also see the rubber gasket in there as part of the waterproofness of the Oyster system here. Very good from Rolex. Pull the crown out to the only other position. Note that the seconds hand does also stop, so you can then adjust the minute hand precisely wherever it needs to go, and by extension, the hour hand as well. All right, so you can place the minute hand wherever it needs to go based on the position of that seconds hand. Press the crown in once you have it nice and synchronized up to an atomic clock, and be sure to wind it back tightly against the case to ensure the water resistance. Also, while I'm here, I forgot to mention that there is a bit of luminescence only in the hands, so I'm just going to show you that for a minute. It's a chromolite feature, so it gives it a bluish tint, nice complementary color against the gold there, but otherwise not much else going on when it comes to the luminescence. All right. Also, with the water resistance, be be cognizant, recognize that these pushers do need to be screwed back in to ensure the water resistance. So when you're done with them, be sure to screw them back in. All right, so to start the chronograph hand, center mounted in the very front, simply press the top pusher. Very nice, clean start, very crisp movement, and it feels very crispy to press it in. The actuation feels very good. All right, and so the chronograph hand, I had it sitting at 40 seconds. Once it sweeps past 12, it will move the 30-minute hand up by 1, like so. All right, and when you ever need to stop it, you can actually just press the button again, press the bottom button to reset it, as well as all of the sub dials for the chronograph functions, the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock sub dials. All right, and thanks to the vertical clutch, you can actually keep this running for basically ever, for basically as long as you have power, because there's nowhere on the movement, nowhere on any of the pieces inside of the watch. So you can keep this running as a large center mounted seconds hand if you so desire. And thanks to the 15, 30, and 45 second markers in terms of the chronograph hand at least, it comes in very handy as well if you want to use it for those purposes. You can just ignore the small seconds if you want. All right, so that's an entirely interesting option for you. And be sure when you're done, just screw them back into the case to ensure the superior water resistance. Rather simple there. So what makes all of this work on the inside? You can't see through the case back. It is the caliber 4130 made in-house by Rolex. You have your gold content here, so nothing to shrug off, certainly. You have your precision of plus or minus 2 seconds per day time differential, giving you the superlative chronometer certification as written on this and every Rolex dial. This one above the center of the watch because you need space for the small seconds and the Daytona logo there, or the word mark at least. All right, you also have the center hour, minute, and seconds hands with the small seconds at the 6 o'clock. Chronograph center hand accurate within 1/8 of a second, basically within the time that it takes to actuate the button. All right, you also have the 30-minute counter at the 3 o'clock and the 12-hour chronograph counter at the 9 o'clock. If my camera would like to focus, I would appreciate that. Let me manually focus, force it in. There we go. All right. You also have stop seconds for precise time setting. All of this giving you a very, very good sense of being able to keep time. Probably one of the best from Rolex. You also have an oscillator on the inside with the paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, meaning that you can take this relatively close to circuitry and magnetized surfaces. It'll be keeping track of time just fine. No need to worry about the timekeeping ability within. The winding is also done through a bidirectional self-winding perpetual rotor, center mounted. So basically, once you wind the watch manually using the winding crown, simply put it on your wrist and wear it all day. The winding rotor on the inside will spin, charging the mainspring barrel just like the winding crown would, meaning that you can basically wind the watch just by wearing it using the natural movements of your wrist. Approximately, it'll give you up to 72 hours. So once you set it down, you can pick it back up later, 3 days later exactly, and no need to wind the watch. Well, you may need to wind it just a little bit just to keep the juices flowing, but simply wear it all day. On the third day, say you set it down Friday, pick it back up Monday, just wear it all day Monday, back to the full power reserve. No need to wind the watch at all. All right. Now taking a look at the framing for this watch, you have the Oyster bracelet, as is pretty standard for Daytonas these days. You could get these on Oyster Flex, requires a different end link, however, so keep that in mind. Complete with my fingerprints, of course, a nice high polish set of links going down the center, these being the intermediate links, the outer links being the main portions of the links, flat 3-piece links across, Oyster bracelet, nice satin brush finishing on the tops, and high polish along the sides. There's a general taper down from the lugs down to the Oyster folding clasp, complete with the safety lock there. Simply lift from the bottom of the raised Rolex crown to open up the lock, and then lift from the top of the clasp to open it up. You have the Rolex stamp logo on the inside, and you also have hallmarks on the inside of the clasp to signify that you're dealing with a full gold construction. And likewise, you can get the same hallmarks underneath the lugs of this watch as well. All right. And taking a look at the bottom of the clasp here, the advantage of having the Oyster folding clasp is that you have the Easy Link 5mm extension. So if you have your watch sized perfectly to your wrist and it gets hot outside, or you just have a different hydration level from yesterday, whatever the case may be, simply your wrist will just swell. That's just a natural thing that happens to literally everyone. Happened to me not too long ago. So all you need to do is just reach underneath the clasp here, just pull it straight out, and there you go. Another half Oyster link to add to the bracelet without actually adding anything physically. And when you no longer need it, just simply fold it back in on itself, snap it back in, and you're good to go. All right, that's the Easy Link 5mm extension. And while I'm here, I'll try it on my wrist, give you my thoughts as to how it wears on a 7-inch wrist at least. All right, so my personal preference is that it's, well, kind of too big, because 40mm for me is basically the most upper end of watch sizes for me, because I can't really see much of the bracelet in terms of the 12 and 6 o'clock sides. Of course I can see it when I turn my wrist, but when I'm looking directly at the watch, I like to see the entire assembly. So for me, a little bit big, but it can be worn by just about anyone, and that's thanks to the screw systems here. I can't show you on this side, but the screw system on the bracelet basically allows anyone basically to wear a Daytona. If your wrist goes down to even, say even 5 inches, you can still wear one of these perfectly fine. Looking at it down the wrist, for me, a little bit of space under the lugs is just fine, because the breathability from the Oyster bracelet, well, just sort of accompanies that actually. And the breathability of these links is excellent, because there's zero tolerance among these links, even though it's gold, a little bit much softer actually than steel would be, but it's still zero tolerance, and for the life of the watch, incredibly good. It won't pinch your skin, won't pull hairs out of your wrist. It feels extremely comfortable inside, despite looking excellent on the outside. And taking a look again at the front, incredibly easy to read thanks to the diamond hour marks there. Makes it so that you can basically read the hour marks at just about any angle, as long as you have light. And if you don't have light, well, you're gonna have to guess with the loomed hands there. Also 18 karat gold, yellow gold. All the settings for the diamonds are also 18 karat yellow gold. Basically, this dial will never tarnish. It'll always look like this. All right, so it looks actually very beautiful, and the fact that it's all basically one homogeneous color really brings to attention all of the diamonds here. Really makes them shine a lot more than if there were, say, a black dial here. Then the black dial takes all of the credit, whereas here the diamonds are center, basically. Well, not literally, but pretty close to that anyway. So enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below what you think about this Rolex Daytona champagne colored dial, all yellow gold construction with the diamond hour marks, 15, 30, and 45 in yellow gold as well. Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, if you learned something, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our store at jazztime.com. Links in the description below, where you can get it for the lowest possible price anywhere online. If this one happens to sell and we don't have one sitting on our desk immediately, we'll find one for you, no problem. Thanks for watching, and take care. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.